Hi guys, welcome back to another all-around Sorare podcast with my guests, Sorare Josie and Sorare Capital. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Good to have you back. Had your nice little
Yeah,
holiday, so I'm sure the people are eager to hear about how that went. But yeah, good
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Good.
Important to disconnect. Yeah, no, really nice holiday. It was good. But it's good to be back equally. And as I landed, I got Sorare notification saying there's a transition to Sorare Pro 2024. So you guys, I think we've all given it a read, haven't we? We won't go through the whole thing, but it's probably important to skim read it. The first thing is the prize pools. Josie, can I get your take on this? The reward boxes.
No, this is terrible. Well, we had the podcast, didn't we, when we first got the announcement for this transitional thing that was going to be going on, and we're going to be losing Cap 240 and everything. But yeah, when we first got the announcement, I'm sure we came on there and we said anything between 20 and 25% would be a good place for the loot boxes to be for a card reward. So Sorare came out and they were close. No, they weren't. They weren't close at all. It was 4 to 8% chance of getting a card reward, which is terrible. Now, if you base it off rivals, it's 7% chance in rivals to get a card reward. I've opened 15 boxes now in rivals and not had a card reward.
Yeah,
So,
I've opened quite a few as well. Probably similar to what you have, Jonesy. To be fair, I've slowed down recently, but I've only had I think in total 3 cards, and I think one of them was a tier 4, and the others have been tier 5s. So obviously, I put them in trades or I've sold them for 40, 50p. So yeah, it's a little rough. It's a little yeah, it's a bit rubbish. Not gonna lie. We were like like you said before, we were expecting it to be at least 20-25%.
yeah.
Because especially we'll see this later on in this, but they do stay. They do state, sorry, that they will be adding other things, other exciting things. I think they get labelled it as in the loot boxes. So, is that going to lessen the chances even more, or is it going to stay the same? But it's probably not the best percentages. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not good.
Especially when you think like even now like tier 2s, 3s and stuff will probably be like 0.05%. Do you know what I mean? Like it's literally next to like non-existent. It's a bit silly, but yeah, we'll go through that a bit more later on. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is for classic competitions, right?
Yeah.
The in-season competition is purely cash. So at the moment, you guys, strategy-wise, are you thinking, Josie, start of year, are you thinking you want to prioritize in-season competitions come August, not March, or do you think you'll be just using the cards you've got and go with the classic competitions?
I'll try and do a little bit of in-season from now till the end of the European season, but I'm not going to go out and buy new in-season cards. I think that's an absolute scam, to be honest. You have to buy new season cards every single season to compete. I mean, you can earn them, but looking at the reward pools, how often are you going to earn 5 players, and they're all going to be a different position, and they're all going to fit into the same category? It's not possible.
Yeah.
It will be over a period of time, but you'll be re-entering it in around about March time when you've earned a few rewards.
Yeah, because Cap and I off air, we've been talking about the Penfez a bit, and the fact he's absolutely dominating with his Arsenal stack in in-season competitions. So it seems like, obviously Arsenal obviously are one of the best teams in the league, in the Premier League. But it seems like if you can get a smashing team, it only takes you, 3 game weeks where you're up there, and you can get some decent ROI. So Cap, sorry,
Yeah, no, it's just
squad.
but
Isn't the Arsenal squad like a few thousand, more than a few thousand? Isn't it closer to like 6, 7 with Saka?
I think so.
you talk about rares, eh? Obviously.
Yeah, rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, limited it'll be cheaper, obviously.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it was a bit cheaper.
Of course, like my strategies. I don't really don't really have one. Sort of soaking it in because similar to Jonesy, I think I'm just going to play the field because obviously my gallery's not as big as you guys. And so for me, I'm just going to. I've got some in-season cards. I've got the Gijon. I've got a couple of other lads that I can use. Probably more likely in contender. I think I might be able to scrape one in challenger for in-season. But so I'll play the field, see what that's like in the first few game weeks. To be honest, because if it feels like I'm not going to get close, and it only does feel like maybe you have to have like one of the highest spectrum teams. So like. You can't just have I don't know, like a Varazdin team in Contender or something, the Croatian league, you have to have like a Dynamo Zagreb or a fucking Rijeka or something like that. So it'll be intriguing to see if these like, sort of mid to lower table teams are actually going to be suffice enough to get you and scrape you these rewards. But other than that, yeah, I've got a lot of classics, so I'm going to be mainly focusing on my classic. I think, like I said, my in seasons I don't think are going to be good enough, but only time will tell. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing that, to be honest. What about you?
Yeah, no, I like that. I think at the moment I'm in the same boat as you guys, but there is a very small temptation inside of me to buy a full MLS stack. But obviously, the only competition for in season I'll be able to enter is the is in season competition for Is it contender? The middle one, Challenger. So that's where we'll be putting that £5 stack of an MLS team probably. Just be really interested to see what sort of returns I can get from that stack if I was going to go out and buy something, but I'm not obviously preparing for August just yet. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. The only thing I'm going to react to is probably MLS. Which brings on to my next question, guys. Did you read the section about MLS Masters Special?
I did, yeah. That's it's quite far down, but we can get to that if you want, because obviously we can go through the prize pools.
Yeah, I guess we're on MLS. So it says here they've got a 150k split in the total cash and EVE prizes. It's split over 3 game weeks, which is a really good chunk of money for only 3 game weeks. And there's a 280 point cap as well. Multi-entry, of course. Have you guys, has this, triggered something in your brains? Do you guys want to buy some more MLS cards to enter this, or?
No.
Not really.
It won't. No, I already have my MLS stack. I've got a Seattle stack. I've got a few Real Salt Lake players, but they're all old season. I'm not willing to buy any new season cards, especially with the prices at the moment. 3 cards.
Prices are very high, aren't they?
3 cards could cost you £100 if you're wanting like the good players. Like the same as a full team in other leagues. Well,
Yeah.
teams.
I've got Dejan Jevelic in. I've got his old card. He's gone up to about £12, but I just want to compare that to his new card, for example, which is going for at the moment £30. If you buy it now, it's £47. That's just crazy. It's like 4x, 3x.
It's going to be the hype like we had for the Premier League, though, isn't it? Like everything was just going extortionate. I saw we spoke about it on our recent video, my recent video with Jonesy with the rare MLS players to buy, and we mentioned Zach McMath, the Real Salt Lake goalkeeper, and I think in limited you can buy him for like £9-10 or something like that. Whereas obviously I've just seen one of his in seasons. I think it was £40 or £40+
Yeah,
so
cheapest right now is about £38. Yeah.
Yeah, which is to me it's just I get the whole thing, like you have to sort of pay to get in almost, like you pay what you get, and I just don't know, it's all just a bit.
Yeah.
It says 2 classic season cards allowed, but it doesn't really help if every position's going up tenfold. Do you know what I mean? Like
old season with the goalie and the striker, and went new season with the defender, the midfielder, and maybe a defender in the 3rd slot in the extra slot. You might be able to get it done a lot cheaper. Jim, we mentioned Justin Glad at like dirt cheap. He was like £2. Right, his new season card is 15, but his old season card is 2.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's really weird, isn't it? Because like, what was I going to mention? I was going to mention about how these in-season cards are they're just stupid expensive now.
Yeah.
And you got to think as well. I think it was Rusnak, obviously of Seattle. You rate him, Josie. He's a decent player, and again he was going for £3-4, and I saw his. It was one of, to be fair to you, but it was like £45-50 for this card, and I'm just like, what? People are going nuts for this. But then you spoke about it earlier when we spoke about Nepenthes. He did a video very recently where it was like it could be quite important to get these one-offs, because it's not just about the one-offs and the collection bonus. It's also about the percentages. And then, like obviously, that you got that card first, that you can start training them from the start. Like you're ahead of everyone else basically. So Yeah, but to say these sort of prices, like I can that Rusnak, 50 quid. There's loads of like I can pick up two good rares for that price. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, I don't know, just
It's just two. You can have two classic season cards. So it's just you need three new ones. So I'm guessing probably avoid the goalkeeper is the most expensive position. But yeah, I think I'll be going to enter this and just having a little trial and see how it goes for 3 weeks.
So it's only over
Quite
3 game weeks as well.
I think it's 3 game weeks, 150k over 3 game weeks. And for limited, the prize pool is 37.5k.
Fair enough. Good luck to you.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's quite exciting MLS. So prize pools, yeah. Pat, do you want to take us on to prize pools?
I just wanted to get your overall take on it. Let me just catch everyone up here. It's up a bit. So we've got obviously in season prize pools, and it goes with rare first. What are you thinking then? Because like their Division 1, rank 1 gets $2,200. Rank 1 in Division 4 gets $250. Now obviously there's a massive gap between the two. Is it warranted? Do you think? Like, as in, does that seem like a spot? Look, there's $250 for first place in Division 4. Sound good to you guys? Like, I'd like to get you.
I think it has to be a big difference personally because,
Yeah,
like they said in the initial video, you have to want to get to the top division to earn better rewards. You don't want to D-rank. You don't want to do any of these things. So yeah, the difference has to be big. It has to be, oh shit, I really need to get out of Division 4 really to start earning more. And again, I think like we said in one of our first podcasts, is over the course of 2 to 3 months, it might all fizzle out where you actually will be competing. But I think that's probably fair.
Yeah,
For in season.
Yeah, obviously it's low. It's low on, I think, every single division. I would say it's low. Lower than what was expected. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying that it was actually lower because of all the money they've saved from Cat 240. We were expecting like it to be higher for the prize pools. And obviously, when you look at it, there's not a lot of places with cash available in Division 1. 45 people. I mean, how many are they expecting in there? I mean, what, a couple of hundred, or are they expecting, maybe like if there's like 500 people in there, then it's less than 10% of people are getting a cash reward. Which is currently where it's at now. It's like 10 to 11% at the moment. So depends.
Yeah, I think that's a really key point, Josie. It really depends on the number of entrants, doesn't it, to really have a good idea of whether that's good or bad.
To be fair to them, I think like it's not on this particular photo, but they do. Sorare do say like if there's a disparity in numbers, then they will change it accordingly. So obviously you've got to take that on board as well. But if these are probably going by the numbers they expect are going to be in, and like you said, I can't see it being any less than 300-400 people in Division 1 eventually. You know what I mean? So in which case then you still got to be basically within the top 10%, don't you, to get at least $90 back.
Like I said, you can do the maths for it. So if you just go and look at Champion now, they said it was 13% of lineups to be in Div 1. So if you go and look at Champion for like last week on Sorare and do the total entrance, go on the harsh side and times it by 3. I don't think many people are going to have 3 lineups. Times it by 3 and then divide it. Well, obviously take the 11% of that, and that'll give you a roundabout. It's not exactly accurate, but it's an roundabout total of entrance for Div 1, which I can do now. I'm looking at Sorare, so I can have a look at Champion Rare. Then we can do the quick maths on it, and it'll tell you, then it'll give you a percentage of how many lineups there are. So let's just bring up my lineups. I don't play Champion. I don't think any of us play Champion, to be fair, do we?
No. I mean, look, rightly so, though, to be honest. And I was going to say, like, they're too expensive, but I do like that champions are champions now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think the fact that you could have MLS players or Scottish League players, like, putting up the same scores and it gives you the same rewards as an Mbappe, like, it was always a bit silly. So that disparity and everything now, I think, is a lot better. But so yeah, I do enjoy that now. These three division things, but the only problem that doesn't sit well with me is the loot boxes, which again we will go through in a minute for both limited and rare. I'm sure we will.
Yeah. So until March 29th, your first team events will be based on your gallery strength. So do we think gallery strength is that gallery score number in your My Club section on Sorare?
Really about how many cards you own.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Might be off gallery worth, maybe like average pricing.
Could be.
But yeah, we don't know. So, but we're just obviously debating. Should we go to classic season then, to the first rare classic champions prize pool, and can briefly talk about that? Obviously, you've got the boxes in there as well. Let me just do it so everyone can see right there. So again, what we saying then, lads, for the classic rare champions?
I mean,
Hasn't changed.
go on, Josie.
The percentage chance hasn't changed to win a reward. It's still around that, 10 to 11 to 12%, depending on how many people enter. So you've got the same chance of winning a reward as you would have done like yesterday or last week. So that's not changed. Obviously, the loot boxes, I don't want to speak about it. I'm not fuming about it, to be honest. They're obviously a big letdown. They might as well, in my opinion, just take them out. Just don't bother putting them in, just have the card rewards in. They're going to be virtually useless to most people.
Do you know what doesn't sit well with me? They said in the they say in this at some point. I'm sure we'll provide it in a minute. They said something about loot boxes have come in, are now going to be part of the pro prize pool after amazing feedback from it in Rivals. It's like, well, that's two different contexts. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't want it. For me personally, I don't really. It is what it is now. But for me personally, if you said to me, "Did you want loot boxes in rival rewards?" In pro rewards, I'd say no. Do you know what I mean? Whereas obviously with rivals, I'd say yes, because it's a free to play sort of method. It's like it's fun. It's more arcadey than it is serious. Do you know what I mean? Like so. It didn't really sit well with me. They're like, we got really positive feedback. Like, yeah, that's because it was rivals. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you said to everyone, we're going to do this in SO5, like, no. I think a lot of people would probably say no, especially if you got the percentages that they actually got in them. A lot of people would say no, but that's my opinion and my assumption. If I'm wrong, obviously comment it. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Do if you guys feel similar to that or anything like that?
Yeah, the only thing that worries me really is the engagement. So, for example, like newer users or people with smaller galleries, or even people like me and Ellis as well, and yourself. Even if we let's say we win, a couple of loot boxes a week, and so you're maybe getting 10 in a month, right? And you open all those 10, you don't get a card reward. A lot of people are going to be frustrated with that, and a lot of people are not going to want to play the game out of that frustration. So I think they could possibly, with this loot boxing, lose users, especially if those users aren't getting normal card rewards on a regular basis.
That's true. It's true until you have your team smash in 1 week and you actually finish in not a podium place, but a place where you guarantee the reward. That's when your engagement comes back. So, and of course, this comes back to the point about what team you buy. If you are buying an Arsenal team, you're going to have a pretty good matchup almost every week. But if you buy somebody who's mid-table or below, that team, you might only have that Luton fixture or Sheffield United fixture, 4 times a year. So it's really difficult. And like you said, that engagement thing, whatever stack you buy or whatever strategy you go for, you just have to remember the reality of it in terms of matchups too. You don't expect your team to smash every week, or if you buy a big team, you probably do. I just really want to get my team stuck into this. The wait is so long till March. I just want to know what it's going to feel like to get a reward box and,
I think again, like going off of what you said before, like obviously you got these guarantee rewards, but I'm looking at Division 4 for champion and Tier 5. You got to be between 26th to 43 to be in. That's for Tier 5. So it's like, again, we won't know for the first few weeks. I'm just basically voicing my concerns about it, because if it is going to be a couple of hundred in each division, like that, again, you have to be the top 10%, and if you are scraping through that top 10%, you are guaranteed a Tier 5 with a very small chance in your light box to get given another one. So yeah, I'm not sure. I know obviously the whole point of it is like that sort of conveyor belt is like sort of churning out classics to then go into, you get in season rewards and then you can go to in season. But if the in season rewards aren't good enough, how can that process be smooth? Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't really understand it. Obviously, of course, we've got to remember that you can have 3 teams in each one as well. So if, let's say, you were lucky, because I think what they said as well, like depending on your gallery, your first main team is going to be within that threshold of what you've been chosen to be in, depending on your gallery. So let's say you had a really big gallery, then obviously your team would be in Division 1. Yeah. Your second team will get put automatically to Division 2, and your third team goes automatically to Division 4, or the lowest division there is there. So again, that's not really breaking the mold of separating smaller to bigger galleries, because that means bigger galleries, their third team will be in the lowest division with mine. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree with you there.
So that doesn't make all too much sense either. But yeah, going on my point as well is like you can have 3 teams, and those 3 teams can obviously, if you all 3 of your teams hit the top 5%, which in this case, in let's say you're Division 1, 2, and 4 in rare, and you get 3 elite boxes, 3 premium boxes, and 3 light boxes. This is if all 3 teams get into the top 5%. Yeah. So obviously then that increases your chances tenfold, then you've got 9 boxes. But I still would say you'd probably be lucky to get a card or 2 within those 9. It's not like you would get... I know that the way Sorare worded it was like obtaining 3 boxes or something like that gave you a 20 to 25% chance of obtaining a card. Yeah.
They've got the math wrong there.
But that doesn't... Yeah, I think, again, it says it in this or in another blog of this. 300. So I'm not too, like you said, Jonesy, I'm not too sure on the math there. I'm not a mathematician by any stretch of the imagination, but that just doesn't really make all too much sense. It's like me saying on FIFA, if I open 5 100k packs, I've got a, obviously, yes, I get a better chance of getting Messi, but each individual pack doesn't change the more I open. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like it's still 0.05%. It's not like, I bought 5, I'm going to get... It increases my chances to 10%. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Independent events. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, people get lucky, people won't, but the percentages. This what it comes to is. I
think that's what shows you. That's the main point, isn't it? Is that you could literally rip open 10 boxes and get nothing, or you get very lucky.
It'd be cool if it was like each box that you obtain in that particular week, like they do like a multiplier. That'd be cool. Maybe that could help. Like the bottom 1% or the bottom 1 light box will have the lower side of things, the 4%. But then if you have 2 or 3, then it goes to 8% or 12% or something like that. That'd be cooler.
I think FIFA had it this year. I don't know if it was real or confirmed, but they said I didn't play as much FIFA as I did in previous years. But I was told that the more packs you open, the better chance you'd get of getting a good card. And maybe if Sorare added something like that, if they've seen the user not get something.
I remember they did something like that on Pro Evo. Like every time they would do like balls, wouldn't they? If you ever played Pro Evo, you would open a ball and then it increases your chances of getting a better player if you obtained a worse one. So it just sort of go like that. But something like that maybe makes sense. But just saying flat out, each box, because we only seen the percentages on the outside, haven't we? We haven't seen what's actually in it. Like if we go off the arena tickets, like Jonesy said, like you've got like an 80% chance of obtaining 1 to 3 arena tickets, and the rest are bloody basically tier 5s, tier 4s if you're lucky, maybe even a tier 3 if you're scratching a miracle. So it's like, I don't know how that process of going from classic to in season is going to be a smooth transition if people are obtaining a tier 5 every now and again. But yeah,
obviously it's not going to be, people with the average galleries probably won't even earn 5 card rewards in a year, so they won't be able to play the in season. If they do and they earn 5 tier 5s or 5 tier 4s, then you're just going to be getting DMPs anyway because of the current prize pool. They're going to need to be hitting 5 tier 3 to 1s and hoping that they don't get a high rated DMP. They need to get something that's playing. I think the transition will be awful. I think it'll be terrible, personally.
It doesn't make all too much sense. What about you, Mr. Optimist? What are you thinking? Were we talking out our bums a bit, or do we have some sort of package,
I think you've got to stand on here. I think the percentages are quite low, but I think we really just have to see what it's like in this transition phase, and then we'll know
Yeah.
in August our opinions might be completely different. We'll just have to see. I still think my gut instinct just tells me that after a couple months, I know from March until season ends in May, it might not be enough time to really see what what it'd be like from August until May, like a full season. But I still think after 3 months, everyone will kind of be in their divisions, and each week will have a really good chance to get in the top 5% if you're with players that are of really similar level. It just depends on matchups and your strategy. It's going to come down to strategy at the end of the day. It's going to come down to approach and how you approach it. All indications, all the arrows from Sorare saying get the best players, and that's where the game is at. But then, like you said, Cap, it's not just about the best players. It's about how you advantage with percentages too.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the reality of the new game that we're going to play.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I'm just
In terms of
looking.
prize pools, yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm not overwhelmed by them. I think they're okay or just less than okay.
Do you think, and not to sound like an arse here, but do you think you don't mind as such because the galleries we sort of have we don't really have a chance of really getting them anyway, so we're just a bit like, well, it'd be nice to get $20 every now and again or something like that if I do really well.
Yeah, no, it could absolutely be that way. But I think as well, as we know, because I was a Captain 40 player, having to adjust this, I know there's only one route I need to take, and that's just to sign better players or trade to get better players, and that's the way it's going to have to be. So luckily we've got this transition phase, and hopefully we can do it. Personally, I'll be focusing on Contender, so I've signed some pretty decent players in Contender Limited. Rare, I'm just parking for the moment, but yeah, I just want to have fun with it and see what happens. Is where I've gone.
Well, like you said before, though, like I just want everyone to know, like I'm being a bit cautious with it, but at the same time, I'm more than happy to sort of see how it sort of flows. But I'm just basically giving my opinion on outside, how it plays and all. It's going to be a different story, but they're my main concerns with it initially. So yeah, I can't see myself at the moment outside looking in bother picking up any in-season cards. Yeah, I can't be bothered. I'm not all too bothered about the special weeklies, especially if they're there for not even, they're not even there for a long time. I think it's there for 3 total game weeks, the MLS one and the J League and the K League. So again, like you're paying an extortionate amount for them to be. They're probably going to drop a lot in price as it reaches the second and then the final game week as well. So that money you could potentially make, that little gap you could make there, you probably lost it in, the slow decline of the in-season cards and the hype of it as well. So it, again, doesn't make all too much sense to me for that. But
yeah, the prices are really high for those in-season cards. But again, I feel like we've read this book before. We've seen it with Premier League. It's happening again with MLS. Premier prices have held them pretty well. It's nothing to say they might not. They could add that again later on in MLS season.
Yeah.
So you never know.
yeah, of course.
The league one is though that's now permanent. So where the price would have dropped at the end of the in-season like little thing they brought in, now they won't because it's permanent. The J League ones won't be permanent.
Yeah.
They will have a massive drop off a cliff once it's finished. Unless they turn around and go, we're going to make all 3 of these permanent. Which they could do.
Yes, unless they turn around and do that, or unless they said they make another special weekly that lasts 3 weeks long. It's a pretty big chunk of money though, 150k for 3 weeks. It's pretty decent. So we just have to see. I might experiment with it. I'll see how it goes. I told you guys off air I want to get a legality stack. I don't know what that price is going to cost me now, but we'll have to see.
Who are you eyeing up? I would like to get Paintsil.
Yeah, he looks wicked. His goal against San Jose Earthquakes was really good. I think I'll get him. I'll keep Jovic. I've already got his base card, old season card. Then I'll get Yamane, who looks like a baller. McCarthy, and then I'll just get one more extra player, and that has to be Ricky Pooch.
Ricky Pooch.
They look really good attacking wise this season. So yeah, obviously I need to listen to your podcast and get Deke's opinion. But maybe there's a game week where they just smash and get some decent ROI. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's what you're hoping on, isn't it? So we're going one of 2 ways here, isn't it? So the plan For me personally, again with my gallery, it's going to be churning out loot boxes and seeing how that gets on. Like I said, my in-season cards, I'm just going to throw out and just hope for something like they have a good game week and Gijon win 4-0 or something and put me up the leaderboard. But other than that, it's going to be churning out these boxes and hoping that I could get rewards in one or two of them every couple of weeks, I guess. That's the hope. Yeah. That's the hope. Well, the reality of things are probably going to be a lot less than that. But
it's going to be really interesting because we're all kind of in different boats here, and it's going to be amazing to come back on the podcast in 6 months' time and see what actually happened. Of course, Josie, I know Josie's going to be rare focus. Calvin, like you said, your classic limited. I might be in season limited, a bit both. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting, I think.
Are you guys eyeing up, like, I know Jonesy, you're more of a, wear your heart in your sleeve sort of person. You're very much in the moment, like, it's rah, 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 this. So how do you feel actually about the whole update in general? Like, because obviously I know we've spoken off air, like, you've said to me and Ellis many times, I'm going to sell my gallery, fuck this game. But how do you actually feel when you've sort of soaked it in over the last 24 hours?
This is still a terrible update, but there's no point in me selling my gallery. I've got too much invested. I can't be bothered taking it all out. Do you know how many cards I've got to sell if I want to sell my gallery? It's nearly 300 cards. I can't be bothered sitting there selling 300 cards. I might just keep throwing them in each week and try to get a reward. I can't bother doing that.
Like I saw, was it Sorare Lex? He initially bought Cap 240 rares, didn't he? And now he's had to sell those rares and then come back into limited to do that. So obviously it's going to muck around quite a few people's galleries. Like you said, Ellis, all three of us, to be fair, we were very Cap 240 heavy. We like the players that were the Mr. 50s and the Steady Eddies, whereas they're not really a thing anymore. Unless your plan is to just reach a certain amount of points. Let's say you just had a team full of Steady Eddies that reached 50, 55 points and you got the captain bonus and whatever bonuses on top. Maybe you could reach the 300 odd mark or something, and then that could get you the top 20, 25% or 40 or whatever it's going to be.
I think you're absolutely right, Cap. There could be a game where they do, smash on top of that as well as being Steady Eddies.
Yeah, exactly. So they could still have a place in it. And like you said, the special weeklies, which I'm sure is going to be good. Like, I like the Jersey one they did recently. Obviously, Jonesy, I don't know if you wanted to do it here and now. No, that's a little segue onto it. Like, Jonesy, the man, the play sharp expert of Palermo, he has won his shirt. Is it a signed T-shirt instead from one player? So
a signed shirt, I think a player signed jersey.
Yeah, we're going to do this live for you guys. Jonesy has waited for this very moment. He's had it for the last day. Been eager. Hey! And, need a drum roll.
Yeah, can we get a drum roll?
You guys can see that.
Read it out.
Go on, read it out to us.
Okay, so congratulations from the Sorare football team. Sorare managers like you are what makes our community special. They appreciate me. They don't appreciate you guys. They appreciate me.
They appreciate the winners.
Did they say your name on that, Jonesy, or is that generic?
What was that?
Did they say your name on that card? Was it
generic? It says Sorare Jonesy. We can't.
Oh, it says Sorare Jonesy.
Oh, it does, does it? That's cool. Oh, it doesn't. No. Oh, that's a nice little touch.
That'll be good. Right, are we ready?
Yeah, ready.
Are you looking away?
I'm not looking away.
What, so you get to see it first?
Oh.
Why does it look like a
orange?
A red dot bag.
I can't guess it from here. Is that the jersey?
Is that the jersey or the bag? Oh, it's the jersey.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm thinking Chinese, Japanese.
I don't know. Do you know? Could it be from anywhere? Oh God, is it Mallorca?
Might be.
Go on, don't look at it. Just don't look at it. Don't give yourself hints. Pull the thing out. Show the people.
Yeah, do a slow reveal.
Yes. Who have you just signed for, Jonesy? Who have you just signed for?
I'm going to out the bag. Hold on.
Yeah, don't look. Don't give anyone any spoilers.
I can look.
Remember, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and hit that 5-star if you're listening to on Spotify. He will show it on his Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he likes it. It's Mallorca.
It's a goalkeeper.
Oh, no way. That's all right.
That's sick.
Hey, that's really cool.
Oh, mate, that's mad. Think how big the signature is.
That's massive. Yeah, he's like proper like Gone on town.
That's still a goalkeeper glove.
Yeah,
That's actually so sick.
That is really cool.
that's awesome.
That's mad, mate. That's mad.
So yeah, I only put it up on screen one more time just for everyone.
You should at him on Twitter, man.
Yeah, yeah. Now you have to buy yourself
I call Mallorca.
now you have to buy the goalie. Now you have to buy him now.
I have a team now, just for Rakovic.
Can they get relegated? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Mallorca can't. I don't think. I think they're.
No, I don't think they are. It's got all the badges on and everything, like La Liga on the sleeve and stuff.
I didn't go cheap on that. That's good.
You got to get that framed somehow.
Mallorca.
Yeah, true. I probably will need to try and get it framed.
Let's get no points total.
Yeah, it's cool. I really like that.
There you go, guys. Saw it here first. That's Rajkovic. That's really cool.
8 points clear. Yeah, that's a really cool jersey. I think you'd be happy with that.
It's a nice jersey as well.
Colour as well, isn't it? Orange.
It is. I was thinking it was like.
definitely blind Mallorca stat now, 100%.
Yeah. To be fair, if they're not near relegation, you say they're 8 points away.
No, 8 points clear, I think.
Okay, yeah, no point then.
That's really nice. So, yeah, hopefully I can win another one of these jersey special weeklies when they come about. Didn't actually need that many points. It was like 340 points, I think it was.
That's nuts, yeah.
It's not crazy points, but...
I know I just missed out of a cap, and I was 320 points. Obviously, Sorare still owe me a cap because if you guys don't know, basically, you know those competitions they do on Twitter where it's like, at the time it was, win a Sorare hat. All you have to do is predict the score and the man of the match. And it was Real Madrid versus someone. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Barca. And I think I predicted 3-1, and I put Jude Bellingham, but I spelled Bellingham without the G because I was typing it fast. And I got it right. It was end up 3-1. Bellingham ended up being MVP or the man of the match, top scorer of points. And I didn't end up winning. I was like, what's happening? And I contacted Sorare, and he said, because of your typo, you didn't win. And I'm like, oh, that's so silly. That is so silly. Because the point of it was to type it in as quickly as possible. So they knew who I was on about. But it is what it is. So Sorare, I'll take that. So if you want to email me, that'd be brilliant. But
the shambles, that is.
That is a bit of a shambles. But either way, mate, you won yourself a lovely little jersey there. So I'm happy for you. And that looks really, really cool.
Yeah, happy for you, jersey.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Hopefully we win some more awards. It doesn't look promising, but hopefully we win some more awards in the future.
It's nice to see Jonesy smile, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
he's actually happy. Look at there we go. No, old Jonesy back. But that's Anything else, guys? We've got quite a few things to talk about still in the.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention this. So I know Touch Boys offline as well, and I think it was with. It was with Harry Trades, and I asked him about rivals and tactics, about bringing it to SO5 potentially. They have confirmed that, and it says it here. We're particularly excited to experiment with new formats that include bringing rivals tactics, special weeklies, and I'm genuinely really excited for that. I think it adds a whole new dynamic to strategy and the game. What's your take on that, guys?
Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. It's again, it gives you, instead of having to base yourself on collection bonuses, because not everyone can, obtain the highest percentage cards. Some people do just go for the 1%, 2%, 3% cards and not have a collection. It's good to have that again be the differential. So it could push you if you have the exact same team as someone, but you chose the better tactic. Then you got one up in that, rightly so. So yeah, it makes sense. It sounds fun. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, no, I think that just thing's really fun. I really enjoy trying to get tactics right in Rivals. So bring that to SO5. I think it's quite fun.
Yeah, Jonesy.
Jonesy, your opinion?
Doing a special weekly, so I don't really have an opinion on it. I guess if you guys enjoy it, then I enjoy it. So I'm going to be putting any cards into.
Bless him. He's happy with we're happy.
Yeah, I love that.
Not an opinion on it.
No, there he is. Right, what else is there to do? There's it says, what else can I expect? Coin rewards, new common card format. Yeah, have you seen this common card format? I'm not quite sure what to think about it.
Not really, no. I have actually. So you basically draft a new team every week, but I guess this one applies to us for that.
No, we don't know, right?
And so again,
I think we can enter.
We won't be able to enter that, will we, because of the amount of cards we have?
Well, yeah, no, assuming, yeah, we can't because they're getting rid of Cap 220 as well, right?
I think so. We can't enter those common competitions now. I don't see why they'd open them up to us
No,
in
no,
April,
because
August.
we need them at the moment for Cap 220 picks, don't we? For
Correct.
common. So if Cap 220
Yeah.
is going, then there's no reason for us to be in it at all.
Yeah.
So it makes sense then, yeah.
Correct.
But if Cap 220 is staying, then we sort of need to.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a good idea to keep something like that. I think that draft mode is. I actually really enjoyed that one as a new user. Just like playing around with the draft mode. I think there's a lot of potential. So yeah, it's a good thing to keeping it all together. Obviously, making some small adjustments, changing your team each week. That's really fun. So yeah, it's good.
not bad.
So yeah, they're adding. It's going to be a basic tutorial, advanced tutorial. Good stuff. Yeah, really good changes. I mean, they've got to make it fun. You've got to get the new users in, and then you've got to keep them as well. And that's obviously the big point about the loot boxes and stuff. Once they transition to getting NFT cards, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that's pretty much well, it's not the whole update, but it's the main pointers, isn't it, guys? I don't know if you wanted to. Doesn't have to be about the Sorare update. Anything else you wanted to have a chat about? A little canter.
There was something I was going to mention about rivals. How difficult it is to get the reward boxes. How about they actually like take an absolute massive deep dive into rivals and make it? People might disagree with this, but like, do you remember like FIFA? Like there's a weekend competition where you can predict so many lineups. You've got to predict 20 lineups across the weekend, and if you finish with it, let's say you get 12 correct, or you win 12 rival matches with your 20 that you have available, you get a couple of boxes or better boxes because they're introducing these better boxes, aren't they, with the new update? So if you're in Division 1, you don't get the same loot box as someone in Division 4. There's like a basic, a standard. Is there one called an elite? There's like 4 different boxes. So why don't they put that into rivals as well, and have it that if you finish on like 18 out of 20 wins, you'll get 3 decent boxes, or 3.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. I think that's a brilliant idea.
But it's only for weekends. So it'll go the same as the pro game week. So it'll be the Friday after 3 to Sunday. What is it?
Yeah.
Monday, 3 o'clock, and they could have that as an event, and then. The loot boxes you get is determined by how many lightning bolts you have. So, like we've got our score of like 5, I think mine's around 500 at the moment. I know Caps is around 500. So let's say someone who finishes on 18 wins but only has like 100 lightning bolts, but someone who finishes on 18 wins and has 500 will get more boxes to open.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I mean, just on top of that, I just thought, if they did it for the start of the Premier League, say come August, and they just absolutely juice it up and say, look, if you predict all 20 lineups for Premier League, do rivals lineups for all 20, and let's say you get 8, you beat 8 people out of those 20, maybe you get like a tier 5 limited or something, and then just run that for they could just run it for like a month, just get lots of people in maybe.
Or 20 separate games to keep engagement on the site. People have to still be on the site for 20 games. But then because you need higher lightning bolts to get the better boxes.
Yeah, you want to keep coming back.
Yeah, to keep them in the midweek to try and get the lightning bolts up. So at the weekend when they don't earn lightning bolts for the wins, but they get reward boxes.
No, I hope you're listening. I think that's a great idea. Genuinely think that's a great idea.
It's kind of copying FIFA, but
a Sorare weekend league.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
God.
I think if you tell your mates, just hop on. Like they're running some amazing promotional things, free to play. You might as well just get involved. I can see that working. Okay, yeah, Premier League. I can see that working.
What would you say? I know it's all made up, but what would you say? An entrance fee, 5, or would you just 5 arena tickets, or would you say you have to pay as you go? Because then that obviously could
I don't think pay. I think keep it free.
Yeah,
no, as in to actually enter the league, because obviously otherwise you have to do. Right. If you have to play 20 games, you have to have at least 20 tickets, then don't you?
I think maybe they give you. I think they give you the tickets, the special tickets, just to enter for this weekend thing.
I think if you predict so many games in the midweek, you'll get. Let's say you get 10 games right in the midweek, you'll get a special arena ticket to enter the weekend. But I think what they need to do is to bring paid cards in. I think they need to make it so that when you're doing weekend league, you can come up against anybody. It doesn't matter what the lightning bolt rating is, and it doesn't matter what cards they use. So you could put in a full common team, and they can put in a full super rare team. I think it has to be like that to encourage people to buy more cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great. It's like special tickets, and maybe then it links back to SO5. You get one of these special tickets to enter into rivals. That actually might be really valuable because there's a really good chance of getting a card there, maybe.
Yes,
Maybe.
that should encourage people to buy more cards, but also tactically, we'd be sat here going, right, well, I know I've got a full Valodolid stack, so that has to be entered this weekend. They've got a favourable matchup. We'd have to think about it tactically, whereas cards where we don't have any at all, we'd be like, and ahhing whether we should go in because we might come up against one limited that would give us a disadvantage, or, two rares, or, a couple of super rares. So you have to think about it as well, what teams you enter. But I think it would be a much better gateway for people to get into Sorare.
I'd love to get people's opinions on that. Genuinely, I'd love to see what the community think of that. I think it's a good idea. What do you think, Cap?
Yeah, I like the idea. Get it trending. What can you say? Like,
let's walk out to Paris, Sorare Ballroom.
yeah.
I would definitely play
Wherever they're based in France.
I'd play it every weekend. I'd probably put just as much time into it as I do into my picking my pro lineups and starting my pro teams. So what were you going to say about when I was in England?
When I was in England.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
probably socially
You guys didn't
advertising,
know.
right?
Again, electric cut out because Molten and that. Yeah, I can't even remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, when I was in England, Sorare was never to be seen. I've spoken about this several times, and yeah, it's very lackluster advertising. Whereas I think main places like Europe, I think Netherlands and I think Germany and France obviously are quite good on it and big on it. But yeah, in England, where it's the home of football, so they say, yeah, it's a bit weird how they're not sort of gone for that. They've more or less tried to apparently, I think, go for more America than they are trying England. So
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't make all too much sense. Like football or soccer, they call it, obviously, is big there still, but it's not as big as basketball or baseball and things like that. Like for me, I wouldn't say that's the case. Whereas obviously England is just football, a little bit of rugby, a little bit of cricket, but other than that, it's just every kid plays football in every walk of life in England. So yeah, so they really got to aim it better, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that was my point before I cut off. So yeah, apologies for that. But if there's nothing else, lads, I'll leave you to it, Ellis.
Where did you put your fingers go? Now I'm back in England.
Hey guys, now I'm back in England. What's going on? Big Ben behind me.
Yeah, I get the chair bouncing as well. Every YouTuber gets the chair bouncing. Now I'm back in England. Black teleportation.
Oh, God.
Amazing. Well, Paul, it's been a pleasure. I think we've gone through it quite well, to be honest, and in depth, which is good. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Rate us 5 stars. Leave a like and a comment on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys in the next episode. Take care, guys.
Bye.